Welcome to Channel 17, the Town of Colonie Government Channel.
Okay, welcome to Getting to Know You. My name is Joe Nash, and today we're going to be speaking with Wendy Burch from the Ten Broeck Mansion, and Bob Wolfgang, head of the Albany Aqueducts, or not the head of it, I guess the boss or whatever. So welcome back.
Well, thank you.
You guys were here last year around the same time. We're talking about, we're going to be talking about all the events. We're filming this on October 5th. The show will be on all November, probably into December, all the different events at the Ten Broeck Mansion. And they have a few when they're partnering up with the aqueducts, and we'll talk about the aqueducts too, because they have a lot of events this fall and into the Christmas season too. So, welcome back. So, how did all your events go? We were here last year. You talked about all your events in December and holidays. How did they all end up last year?
We did really well. And as we were talking about before this started, Holiday House, which is a series of events through the month of December when the mansion's decorated for the holidays, that's our main fundraiser to support all the programming for the Albany County Historical Association. So we were very pleased with how it turned out last year. Okay,
so for the holiday events, we're going to be talking about in a few minutes, there's going to be a wreath making workshop, a champagne party, a open house. They're going to have the Lake George Opera. I think they were there last year, weren't they?
They were, yep.
They're going to come down. Empire State Youth Orchestra is going to be there. They're having the holiday tea, holiday caroling. The Madrigal Singers, they were there last year too, weren't they?
They were.
And the Children's Story Hour, and then in January, the 12th night dinner. But we'll start with the fall here for the Halloween time. On October 29th, 30th, and 31st, down at the Ten Broeck Mansion, you're having the Haunted Mansion. Tell us what that is about.
This is something that we've done for several years. We decorate the house, make it nice and creepy for Haunted Mansion. This year, the group that's actually doing the scaring in the mansion is the Tri-City New York Paranormal Society.
Okay.
And actually, they're doing a paranormal investigation this evening of the mansion. And part of what's going on the weekend of Halloween is they're going to have the results of what they find available during that weekend. So they'll have a table outside to show what they found, if there are any otherworldly spirits in the mansion.
So they're having this it's October 29th, 30th, and 31st. Let's see, on the 29th, it's 6 to 9 p.m. On the 30th, 4 to 9 p.m. And on the 31st is Family Day, 1 to 4, and it costs children $3, adults $5, or you can go for a family rate of $15. So tell us what would this entail? You go in groups, you can just wander around, and people will be
basically you're led through. For the admission price, that's just going through the Haunted Mansion. They take you all through. It's appropriately scary, I think.
Okay.
On Sunday, which is Family Day, as you said, there's a tent outside, so you can bring smaller children to that. And if they're too scared to go through the mansion, we have free games and
does that happen? Are some of the
things.
smaller kids too scared?
Yeah, my kids would probably kill me, but yeah, my kids are a little bit too scared.
All right, so now the Tri-City Paranormal Society.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so when you're done with the tour, you can go talk to them about what they possibly found? Is that
so once you go through the mansion and you come out, you can find out, are there really ghosts in the mansion?
I see. And do you know what they're doing there today in their investigation?
They're going to be there probably all night, and they take video and hopefully voice recordings and things like that.
So they're actually going to set up
equipment and
and see if they can hear something. Now, are there any stories? Are there any stories of ghosts or anything at the Ten Broeck Mansion? I think
there are people that they say they have seen things and get funny feelings. I haven't seen anything, I have to admit,
but you're never there in the middle of the night, though, are you?
I have been there pretty late at times, but I haven't seen anything, and I don't really want to see anything either.
So that's the Haunted Mansion, October 29th, 30th, and 31st. If you go to the mansion's website, you can find information. It's easier just to go to Google and type in Ten Broeck Mansion, and it'll be up there because
Yeah,
it's one of those websites with the long, crazy thing there. So now, the next event we're going to be talking about on Saturday, November 13th, and this is where you're partnering with Bob's Aqueducts. It's called the
it's a
Historic Tour of 5 Albany Churches.
Yes, yep. And basically, as you say, we're the trolley is going to take leave from the Ten Broeck Mansion and take the visitors to the 5 churches.
Okay.
There is lunch included in it, plus a lot of other little things, a packet and interesting things. And the churches that they'll be going to are First Church, St. Peter's, the Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception, First Presbyterian, and the Israel AME.
Okay. So.
And basically the purpose is to show the history of these churches that have been in Albany for a long time. Each of the churches, when they go in,
So they're going to be stopping at each.
they
Okay.
will, and there will be a church representative
Oh, okay.
that will give a tour of each of the churches.
So you can see a tour. Okay, so that should be pretty interesting. So Bob, what have you done this before?
No,
or
this is something.
similar?
This is something we've actually, chosen to partner with the mansion people. And Wendy, came up with a wonderful idea, and we want to be part of it. And hopefully it'll be successful. Because if it is, then we can replicate this and offer it to other groups who are interested in learning a little bit more about the city's history. And having the people representing each of the churches on hand to tell the story, their story about their individual church, I think it's going to be very interesting. I hope it's well received, and we hope to, again, if it works, we'll be doing more of them.
Well, talking about the aqueducts, a lot of your tours do go to these historical places.
That's correct. We have a wide variety of offerings that we make available to the public. Many of them historic. In some cases, they're just entertaining. But an example, we talked earlier about the cemetery tours that we partner with Peter Hess on in Albany Rural Cemetery. When we're out there to help, work with people like Wendy and the others who are involved in promoting Albany's history, just to give people an opportunity to get to where they have to go in order to learn about what we have.
Okay, yeah, well, Albany, obviously, when we talked to Peter Hess has been here a few times. Albany is obviously a very historical city. So speaking of, you're doing the haunted house, the aqueducts, you have a thing maybe you could talk about. I mean, it's already started, but it goes all the way through to the end of October. I think I counted on the website. It's albanyaqueducts.com. You have something called Ghosts and Hauntings. Why don't you tell us about that?
That's correct.
And that goes through, I think you got like 20 or 25
through,
trips.
Yeah, through the end of October, depending upon demand. And what we try to do is, again, offer an educational and, in this case, rather amusing and haunting tour of downtown. And our guides on these tours deliver stories that are historically accurate, for the most part.
Yeah.
And we're out there to have a good time and give people an opportunity to go out and do something at the time when they're looking to do something connected with Halloween, a fun thing. And it's interesting, it's entertaining, people have a good time, and you never know what you're going to run into out there.
Well, last night here at the library, we had someone from Plymouth Plantation as part of our this month's One Town, One Book, and you can learn about history. He was dressed in costume, and you can learn a lot about history and also be entertained. What are some of the places you go on the Ghost and Hauntings tour through Albany?
Well, you'd be surprised at how many stories there are that are connected right with the center of downtown Albany. And we go past the mansion. We'll go past the number of different places down there. And we started these some time ago, but we continue to our staff continues to do research, and come up with more and more stories all the time. So there are a lot of good ones.
All right, so you go down to the I see.
We'll be down around the Capitol. We'll talk about the Capitol, the history there, and some of the down by the former D&H building or SUNY Central, and there are a lot of different stories that you get. Lark Street, there are stories that are connected to each of those areas that we travel through. So it's a good time, and people enjoy it. And one of the things that we have to offer, and we've been in communication with some groups like senior groups and other interested parties about we can do this for a group too. We can pick up a group of seniors in Colonie and bring them down for a tour, or a restaurant if they want to partner with us. We could do it, and again, they don't have to get down there. We can get here, pick them up, and take them on that same type of tour. So we're available for that as well.
So like I say, besides if you go to the website, I think there's like 20 or 25 ghosts and hauntings that are scheduled, but you're saying any group
Any group that'd like to go, we develop one for them.
can get you guys.
Right, and we'd pick them up if they choose, and try to.
Now,
if they-
do you have to get a certain number? Is there a good,
Well,
is there a good number to be?
The maximum is 26 per trolley, but obviously we need to have enough to make to make ends meet, because this is also turns into a labor-intensive trip. It's not just our guide and our driver; it's other characters along the route, and so we'd have to have a decent-sized group in order to make.
So you're looking for at least if
15,
anyone
20
watching wants to
people.
rent out the trolley and do one of these tours, you want to get at least 25.
Yeah, in that area, 20, 25
Okay.
people makes it more of an enjoyable outing as well if you
Okay.
have a large group.
And then, now we'll talk to Wendy again about the December events at the Ten Broeck for the holiday, and then, of course, then we can go back to you, Bob, because I know
No
you
problem.
guys do the holiday lights thing every
problem.
year. So now we have many events here, and most of these events all through December are, like I think you just said, these are sort of your biggest fundraisers. I was going to say money makers, but fundraisers, because I know you guys are a nonprofit historical place. So why don't we start here with December 1st, it's a Wednesday, 1 to 2 p.m. You're having a holiday wreath-making workshop. So what can you say about
something
this?
we've just it's a new thing this year, and we just thought that a lot of people might be interested in learning how to make a fresh greens wreath. So we're just going to have all the materials there. In the price, the materials and everything are included, and the plan is we'll have only about 12 people or so to come in and instruct on how to make. The
All right,
wreath.
so that should be pretty easy, making a wreath. Maybe it isn't that easy if you're going to have a workshop.
I don't know. I'm not very crafty.
Okay,
So.
now Friday, December 3rd, I think you had this last year. From 5:30 to 8:30, you're having the champagne preview party. So
Right, and that's the first opportunity for everybody to come and see the mansion as it's been decorated.
decorated for the holidays.
Yes,
Okay.
and our honoree this year is Tom Devane, who's a longtime trustee and our former treasurer to our
Okay,
board.
and then I see you're having a visit from Sinterklaas, which
Yes.
that's the Dutch Santa Claus, right? Is that
That's right. That's right.
I think we have someone here at the library that dresses like that
Oh, really?
for the
Okay.
kids. Maybe it's the same person, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, now this Saturday, December 4th, I think there's several events Saturday, December 4th. From noon to 3, you have the open house. And what is this, just anyone?
That's a chance for people to just come and take a look at the decorations. It's a minimal cost to come in, and there's crafts for the children. Sinterklaas will be there that day too, and we have a couple choirs, local choirs that come and sing during
So
that too.
now is there tours that people can just sort of wander around if they want?
They can just wander around, and we have people in rooms that can answer any questions that they
Okay.
might have.
And then you're having some groups that'll be there doing holiday songs. Now the people who when they're in the rooms, people can ask questions of. What are these sort of like trained historians, or what
They're
are they?
usually our volunteers that know a lot about the mansion. Usually there'll be docents that actually do give the tours of the mansion.
Okay, so then they can ask about what it was like back then, or what this
Sure.
what this is, because they don't have it in houses
exactly.
now.
Yeah.
Let's see, and also the same day, December 4th, it's a Saturday. Okay, that evening, I guess.
Right.
You're having, now this happened last year too, you're having the Lake George Operas coming down to do a program?
Yep. They usually have one or two performers that come in and sing, and we have some really nice refreshments for everyone too.
Now are they singing Christmas songs?
Not
or is it
necessarily.
opera?
Sometimes it's opera, show tunes.
Oh, okay. Now that one is $25 per person, but I mean, the Lake George Opera is a very first-class organization. They're very, they're a well-known opera
They're
group.
very talented singers that come.
Let's see. So now we have the next week, Friday, December 10th at 6 p.m. I don't know if this was, were these guys here last year? The Empire State Youth Orchestra Jazz Concert.
No, and it's actually going to be just probably a sextet that's going to come in and perform, and they're very generous to come and do it for free, and I think it'll be a really great program. I haven't heard them yet, but I've heard many great things.
Well,
about
I've heard
them,
the Empire
so-
State Youth, the whole orchestra,
thing,
but so this is just like a little jazz.
Yes,
Okay. And that one is $10 per person. And like I said, all these events in December, these are the main fundraising events for the Ten Broeck Mansion for their whole year, right? For your whole, you're open all year round. So now we move on to December 12th from 1 to 3 p.m. or 3:30 to 5:30. You're having the holiday tea.
Right.
Tell us about that, because I think this is like the...
Yeah, this is something we've done for many years. The Holiday House had started out as the preview party, open house, and the tea, and it has evolved.
You have them all separate now,
right?
kind of.
To
Okay.
Go over the whole month, and the tea, it was so popular last year that we extended it to 2 seatings because
You had, you had so many at the one.
Yes.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, that's good.
So, and we have traditionally done it on a Friday, but this year we're going to try it on a Sunday so that people who work might, be able to come as well.
You will probably get more people on a Sunday.
Yeah, well,
on a
hopefully. So, so the plan is, there's it's a very elegant tea, and the tea is poured for everyone, and the refreshments are absolutely delicious.
Okay.
A lot of tea sandwiches and baked goods.
Now, a lot of these, if you could go to the website and see this, some you need reservations, some you can just show up. This one you need reservations for the tea. So
We want to make sure everyone has a seat this year.
that's right.
Yep.
Okay. And now we move on to December 16th, which is a Thursday evening at 7 p.m. Holiday caroling. Is this a new event?
This is new.
Okay.
One of our trustees has been wanting to do this last couple years, so it's just an opportunity for this one has to do with Italian Christmas traditions. So you come in and you get to experience some Italian Christmas traditions.
Oh, okay.
And do the caroling, but we're also looking to do other ethnicities too. So
No, people don't have to sing in Italian, do they?
No, no.
Now, when you say Italian Christmas traditions, are there some different ones than?
I think typically what those of Italian background would eat at that time,
so
and things like that. Mm-hmm.
And then everyone just joins in singing and.
Yes.
Oh, that sounds like fun, actually. And is this one? There's no charge for that. Is that correct?
That will be $10 a person.
$10. Okay, there was nothing on here. Okay.
Okay.
Now, December 18th, which is a Saturday, from 10:30 in the morning to noon, you're having children's story hour. Now, I think you did this last year, or I remember.
Yes, we did.
For 3 to 8-year-olds. So tell us about this and who will be reading the stories.
Yes, Santa Claus will be there reading stories to the children. We also do some games. Little kids aren't going to sit there and listen to a bunch of stories all at once. He usually does about 3 or 4 stories, and we play some games. And of course, we have cookies and milk and light refreshments like that for the kids.
Do you try to do games of old Dutch heritage back that the kids might have played back in the 1700s?
Not really. I did do some research on that. We ended up doing things like pin the nose on the snowman kind of games.
So
That's usually what we do.
Now this one.
It is free.
That one is free. Okay,
Yes.
so there's one if you want to have your kids have stories read to you by Santa Claus. You can come down for that. And Saturday, December 18th, from 2 to 4:30. I think this group was here last year. You said it was a big success. The Madrigal Singers. What can you tell us about them? They're from the Helderberg, right? Is it the Helderberg Madrigal Singers?
Yep. It's a portion of that group that comes and they sing old madrigals, which became popular really in the 1500s, but they've, Henry VIII's time, but they've survived, and it's actually a pretty popular event. People really enjoy it, and the spread that the volunteers put out for that, so coffee and desserts, but they're really delicious.
And
desserts.
that one is $20 a person. Now, you were telling me earlier before we started, some of these are the same as last year, some of them are new, but you were saying last year was one of your most successful years for all the...
Yeah, financially we did pretty well. We got a lot of people really seem to enjoy the events. I mean, it's an opportunity to come and see the mansion festively decorated. We do have a holiday shop, which does very well as well. And we have vendors from all over, a lot of handmade goods, jewelry, all kinds of things like that. And we do have some free events like the Children's Story Hour. We're also going to have a lecture by the Victorian lady, Sue McLean, who's going to talk about Victorian Christmas traditions. And our lectures are generally free. So
now, when is that? That's not on here.
I think I have it on here somewhere. Wednesday, December 8th at 1 o'clock.
Okay, Wednesday, December 8th at 1 o'clock. It's a lecture on Victorian Christmas traditions. Well, one thing I notice about all these events, which people watching might like and why they might want to go, these are kind of old-fashioned events. The people can get away from their computers and everything. You can come down and caroling, have a tea. So it sounds quite fun. Like Christmas is like when we were kids. So speaking of holiday, we'll go back to Bob now. Now the aqueducts every year, you guys are involved in a lot of holiday events. You have the holiday lights. I mean, is this like you do that all the time, right?
We run it through a good portion of the month of December. We'll have that available. The lights open up the week just before Thanksgiving or the weekend of Thanksgiving, and they're open every night. But what we use the trolleys as a transport vehicle to provide people with an opportunity to go through the lights who may otherwise not be able to go through. And in some cases, it comes back to you get 25 of your closest friends together and go on and jump on board and enjoy an evening. We will go through the Capitol Holiday lights in the park in Washington Park, and when we're out, we also usually spin through the other light displays in the area, like on State and Pearl Streets. So it's a nice evening.
Well, you got for this one. I keep forgetting that you guys have trolleys besides those big aqueducts. So for the lights, you go in the trolleys.
Trolleys, that's correct. And we partner with many. Many restaurants have chosen to partner with us because it gives them an opportunity to get, in some cases, 26 new people into their restaurant. They go and they'll have appetizers or whatever, and then they board the trolley, go through the lights, and come back and have dinner. So we make it into an evening as opposed to just a ride through the lights. We've done this with some groups, some senior groups, and we're looking to add more groups. And we'd be happy to come out and once again we can come out and pick people up. So if it's a senior group from Colonie or a restaurant on Wolf Road or on Central Avenue, we're happy to partner with them and make it into a holiday event.
So some of these, though, you have already partnered with some
Yes,
restaurants.
that's correct.
So if you go to the schedule, you can pick a time, but again, if you want to bring a group,
that's correct.
What are some of the restaurants you're involved with?
We've got quite a few with downtown restaurants now, and there have been discussions with some Wolf Road restaurants. But the ones that we have partnered with are already listed on our website. But we'd like to, we'd like to get out here and expand it and take advantage of the opportunity to work with some of the people up in the Colonie area.
Okay, I know that you've done some events because they were here, people from the Shaker Firehouse.
Correct. Yeah, we continue to do work with the Shaker Firehouse.
I think you were having something with them. This show will be on before that for
Halloween.
For Halloween, you're
That's
doing
correct.
something. Okay, and
that's correct. That's aboard the Ducks amphibious tour. But we've been working with them on some proposals for some trolley events as well. They act basically as a liaison with the community and help to develop these. And we may actually be doing something with the mansion as well. And I'd like to take this opportunity just to tell people not only can you have great times down at the mansion during the month of December, but in many cases it just gives people an opportunity to experience it.
Many
people know, they've heard of it, they know where it is, but they've never been there. So at the same time you're down there enjoying any one of these holiday events, gives them a chance to see how beautiful it is and what a jewel they have located right in the city. So I encourage people to go down there. I've been down there for years and years, but I think people will be pleasantly surprised, and what they've got scheduled for December is wonderful, I think. And I'm one of those people who are always looking for something to do with my grandchildren, and not necessarily going to the mall, but going to more traditional holiday events. And I think that I applaud them for offering these. I think they're good for the community, and I hope that they turn out to be good for the mansion.
Well, it sounds like you guys you said you're becoming more popular than you were. Maybe more people want these kind of things and going to the mall or something.
Yeah, right.
And I should mention too, if people are looking for a place to have holiday parties or a party any time of the year, we do rent out the mansion too. And holiday time, I know it seems like we're full of things to do, but we do have some free days and nights. So if anyone's interested, they could have a party there. And we do have a parking lot on the ground, so it's not like they have to park on the street in Albany or something.
That's always a question in Albany about parking. And then, like I say, on the Albany Aqueducts, you list all the holiday lights when you can pick to go, or like I say, if you have a group of 25, you can. Now, how are they? Are they usually pretty? The last couple of years that you've done this, so has that proven to be pretty popular?
Actually, the popularity is increasing. People are looking again. The holiday time, people are looking for something a little different to do, and even in cases where they may have gone through the lights themselves in their own car with their family, going as part of a group makes it into a more festive outing and. It's a nice experience.
Now, are the trolleys? I'm trying to remember. Are the sides open or they're glass?
Wintertime they're closed up and they've got triple heaters in them. So they're very comfortable and it's a nice way to ride. And again, we make it into a festive atmosphere with with the songs that are being played by our driver and so forth. So it's a good time out.
No, I think the lights are always an enjoyable event. So now we'll go back to the Ten Broeck Mansion because we have a January event. It's sort of related to Christmas, but on Saturday, January 8th, you're having a 12th night dinner. Tell us about that.
Sure.
This one is limited to only 12 people. So why don't you talk about this?
Yeah, one of our volunteers is a fantastic cook and chef, I guess you could say, and he's done this for us for the last several years, where he cooks a meal. The 12 people that come to this are able to sit in the formal dining room at the dining room table and are served, a 4-course meal right there in the dining room. So it's very popular.
Oh, you mean like a big formal dinner, like maybe back in the
Right.
Van Rensselaer days, or the
Yes,
Ten Broeck.
we haven't had a problem filling that since I've been working
Really?
there.
So this is limited to 12 people, and it is $100 per person, but you get the mansion, and you get a 4-course meal, and you get to experience what it must have been like a couple hundred years ago.
Last year, a few people came actually in, formal wear, tuxedos and everything.
Really?
So, yeah, although that's not required.
And 12th night is the traditional.
Like the 12th day,
the 12th.
This actually is we're doing it on a Saturday. I think 12th night is obviously usually January 6th, but
Okay.
yeah, we thought it'd make it easier.
Very good. So I'll mention these one more time. Bob, anything else about the aqueducts you want to mention?
No, just again, I would encourage anyone in the town of Colonie, if you have a group together or you have a business that you think would benefit by partnering with us, to give us a call. Right now, actually, we're trying to push charters for the rest of October and then through the rest of the year, and we've got discounted rates, 15% off on the ducks through the end of October for any group that would like to charter, and then we've got a discount on the trolleys too. So if someone's interested in, there's a lesser discount on it, 5% on the trolley, but if someone wanted to get a group together and go to the lights or go to the mansion for that matter, we'd be happy to take them up, pick them up, take them down, and make it into a nice event.
Okay, well, this show will be on starting, I think, October 15th. So this will be on
we're
all
going in
fall.
through, right.
So you can actually, like I say, you can either go to the aqueducts on one of their many different tours, history, the lights, or you could get your group together. And I guess if you can think of a theme, you can probably just do your own thing, can you?
No, of course. We've got a wide variety of offerings that we can make available. All different topics, areas of interest that may appeal to different groups.
Okay.
So if they just like to go out, we'll give them something that they'll enjoy.
All right, so I'll just run over the schedule now before we finish here. Down at the Ten Broeck Mansion, October 29th, 30th, and 31st is the Haunted Mansion. Children $3, adults for $5, family rate of $15, and then you're going to find out from the Tri-City Paranormal Society just how haunted the place might be, and that's the 29th from 6 to 9 p.m., the 30th 4 to 9 p.m., and the family day 1 to 4. You just show up, right? You don't have to come at any special time. You just
anytime.
Okay, and then this is with the Albany Aqueducts. They're going to go on a 5 historic Albany churches. They're going to stop at each church, take a tour. Someone from each church will be there explaining what the history of the architecture, and some of these churches have been, since the 1700s? I know the one down,
St.
the one
Peter's,
across
the
from
first,
Capitol Rep, is that one of them?
First church, that's one of them. Yes, that's on the schedule. And so St. Peter's has been around for quite some time.
That's
too,
one of the
so-
oldest churches in America,
Yeah,
I
correct.
think. I think Peter has mentioned that one when he was here. So then that is going to be on November 13th, 10:30 to 4 p.m., so that's like all day. And you said there's lunch with that?
Yes, lunch is included.
That looks like a pretty good one, actually, $50 per person. Wednesday, December 1st, holiday wreath making, 1 to 2 p.m. Friday, December 3rd, is the champagne preview party. You can see the mansion all decorated for Christmas. Open house is Saturday, December 4th, noon to 3. Also that same day, that evening, or around 4:30 to 6:30, people from the Lake George Opera are going to be there doing some singing, obviously. Friday, December 10th at 6 p.m., the Empire State Youth Orchestra Jazz Concert. They're going to be there. You can walk around the house. It's all decorated, and listen to the kids playing. December 12th, the Holiday Tea, which proved so popular, they're having 2 seatings. 3:30 to 1 to 3, or 3:30 to 5:30, Holiday Tea. Thursday, December 16th at 7 p.m., the Holiday Caroling with an Italian Christmas tradition theme. And December 18th, 10:30 to 12 noon, children's story time. Stories will be read by Sinterklaas. It says here recommended for children 3 to 8. And also that same day, that afternoon, Saturday, December 18th, 2 to 4:30, the Madrigal Singers, who we said were very popular last year, singing. The Helderberg Madrigal Singers will be there. And then into January, the 12th night 4-course dinner. So only 12 people, or 12 reservations. So thanks for coming back, Wendy and Bob.
Thanks
for coming back. And the website for both your places we can put on the screen here, and the Aqueduct. So we appreciate your coming by.
Thank you.
Thank you for your support.
All right, well, that's it for getting to know you, and we'll see you next time.